Ciao, everyone. Buona domenica. Hope you're having a great day, whatever day you're watching. I'm Esther.
We had to move our studio 3 feet away.
And he's Alfred.
It was raining. It's still raining, but our place over there, which I lovingly set up, is wet. So the boss says, move it.
Here we are.
What can I do?
All right. We come to you every Saturday or Sunday to talk about all things Sicilian, and we're going to talk about the situation here in Sicily. We're also going to talk about National Remembrance Day for the victims of the Mafia, emigration to Brazil, and so much more. So on that note, I just want to remind everyone that we have lots of videos on Sicily. So if you subscribe to this channel, hit the notification, you'll be able to know all about it. So the other thing I wanted to tell you guys, very exciting, is that we have a new olive grove to plant memorial trees, and it is in Sicily, Diana, in the province of Palermo. Did a great episode there, right, Al?
Great place, great people. They actually shipped to someplace in Washington. It's the only place nationally they ship to.
The DeMarco
family, DeMarco family, I believe it is. They have a great olive oil. So we said, what the heck? Let's get into the province of Palermo. You know what I'm looking for right now? And maybe some people who watch the video can help me out. We've had requests to try to find an olive grove in either in Tuscany, Lazio, or the Rome, Apulia, or the Rome area. And I know some of our friends happen to have olive groves in those areas.
So leave a comment below if you know anyone, and
we'll message us. Sounds
good.
And we'll make a deal to get these, because we have people who are non-Sicilian that want to plant memorial trees, but they want to do it on the peninsula.
Okay.
All right.
So let's talk a little bit about Palermo, since Sicily, Diana is in the province of Palermo. And since today is National Day of Remembrance of the Mafia victims, I want to talk about two very important people, Alfred. Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino, both from Palermo, childhood friends, big national heroes. Actually, May 23rd, the anniversary of when Giovanni Falcone was assassinated, is a national holiday here, right?
So it's unfortunate, but the whole mafia has given Italy, our Sicilians, a real bad name. Okay, I mean, I've talked about it a million times before. I'll probably talk about it a million times a day. But 99.5% of all Sicilian people are good, hard, honest, working people. It's that 0.5% that's besmirched the others, in my view.
Besmirched, that's a good word, Alfred.
Thank you. There's been a lot of people who have died fighting the mafia. Not only Borsellino and Falcone, a lot of people, and to me, they were all
journalists, priests, lots of people. But
common folk,
yeah. Exactly. But the story about Giovanni Falcone is him and Paolo Borsellino did groundbreaking work against the mafia, and they held the Maxi trials in the 1980s. And after a while, Giovanni Falcone was assigned to Rome, and he used to come home every week to visit his family. And on May 23rd, 1992, he came home quietly, in secret, not so secret, and he was driving on the highway near Capaci from the Palermo airport to Palermo. And what they did is very interesting. He loved driving, just a little tidbit. He loved driving, Alfred. And he asked the police officer, this was undercover police officers, unmarked cars, if he could drive. And as they drove, there was also an unmarked car before and after him. The mafia detonated a bomb on the highway that registered as a minor earthquake. And Falcone's wife, all the police officers, all died. Falcone died except for one person, the driver. Excuse me, not the driver. The driver was Falcone. The person the driver that was supposed to be sitting in Falcone's seat. He was the only one that survived. Imagine that. So that was a big turning point because people took to the streets. They were outraged at the murder of Giovanni Falcone. And 2 months later, his childhood friend and colleague, Paolo Borsellino, was also murdered in Palermo by a car bomb. And one of the first female officers also died. So it's a big day. They were national heroes. Big thing here in Sicily. And we did an entire episode. If you guys want to know more about that, check it out on our YouTube page.
They were in cahoots with the American Mafia. They were in cahoots with the New York crime families, period, end of sentence, okay? One was in charge of acquisition. That's the Sicilian Mafia, getting the heroin and the cocaine from Afghanistan, processing it, and shipping into the United States for distribution. You see, it's a two-pronged animal. Acquisition, distribution. And America's insatiable appetite for drugs, illicit drugs, has created two monsters, okay? Now today, there's a third monster, and she didn't talk about it, but in Calabria, the Calabrian Mafia, 350 mafioso are being tried that nobody knows about. It's not in the papers.
It's not, you're absolutely right.
Right? Is another maxi trial, okay? Because the Calabrians, that's all cells, okay? It's almost like Al-Qaeda. It's family cells. You can't infiltrate the Calabrian Mafia, which happens to be now the strongest in the world. They can reach out and touch you from any place.
Wow.
So victims, and really it's a fight between black and white. Huh? That's
Absolutely.
what it is. Goodness and, what are you going to do? But anyways, let's continue on.
Well, speaking of that, you wrote a lot about that in your books. So that's a good segue about your books that you have available now.
That worked out pretty good, huh? I've been doing a special, and by the way, I see Maria is on.
Wait, we'll say hello after you do it.
No, but Maria is on. Tell Vivian to send me her address because she donated money to the Sicilian Project this week. She donated over $100, and in return, I'm going to send for free 3 of my books.
That's starting from March 21st on.
Right. Until Easter.
Sounds
so
good.
if anybody donates today or this week to the Sicilian Project, www.thesicilianproject.com, I'll ship you 3 of my books for free. If you make a donation or ask a super chat for $50 or more to You, Me, and Sicily, 50, then we'll also send you a set of 3 books. Okay, so basically,
and for those who don't know, the Sicilian Project is our nonprofit. You, Me, and Sicily is our video and travel vlog, travel company. All right, let's say hello to some people.
Go ahead, sure.
Ciao, Jennifer
Hi,
Peterson.
Jen.
We got Thomas Cotoni.
Hi, Tom.
Joya Rosso is here. Jim Ingram is here. Ciao, Joe and Sue. Maria is here. Got lots of people on. Hey, Michael Blaze is here.
He was here last year, right?
Yep.
Or 2
we
years
did a
ago?
tour. Now it's 2 years. No,
God.
March. No, 2020. 2020.
Wow. Hi,
yeah.
Michael.
Buongiorno, John Brenner. Christine of our olive tree memorial is here. Stephen De Domenici. I just love saying that. Julie is here from England. Buongiorno, Manny. Andrew Parisi. Anthony's here. Catalado. Hey, guys, from Brewster, New York. My family is Calamonacci in Agrigento. Can't wait to go back to Sicily. Good morning, everyone. All right, if I've missed any of you guys,
there's a bunch more.
We'll get you guys. Don't worry.
Jim Ingram, today,
I'm
thinking about you. So I'm drinking here. Fine Sicilian, the last of it too. Fresh oranges with some Absolute vodka, which is a very underrated vodka, to make a Sicilian screwdriver. How does that sound?
Sounds great. Sounds good. We've got lots of Fred McNeil is here. Francesco Romana.
Mark Hyde.
Okay, so
Mark,
if you guys,
wait a minute, Mark
Mark Hayhill is here.
Mark has a chapter in his new book that he let me put in there. So, Mark, if you have a chance, why don't you put in the link to your book? Great book. A lot of these top authors contributed to it. He had 1 chapter left, so he asked me to put in a chapter. So
it's a good book.
It's a good book.
And Mark has been so great. Every week he sends us some ideas of things to talk about. So much appreciated.
You know what I'm going to talk about?
Wait, can we say hi to B and Dawn?
Hi, B.
Guys.
Dawn.
And Stephen, absolutely. Money, money, money. The love of money is the root of all evil. So true. Okay.
That is, you're right. It is. You're exactly right, Stephen. You're talking about countless billions of dollars in black market money. It's just ridiculous.
Okay,
Just
so
ridiculous.
can we talk a little bit about, wow, there's a lot of people from Polonia.
From where?
Polonia. Wow.
Ah,
Okay, so, you know, a lot of people ask us what the situation here in Sicily is. We are in orange zone, right? We're going to be in orange zone at least till April 6th. And during Easter, also the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th will be all in red zone. So the entire country will be in a lockdown. And then the other thing going on, of course, are the vaccinations. Here in Sicily, all vaccination hubs in every single province is now open. You know, there's been a lot of discussion about AstraZeneca. For a few days, they took it off. Now the European Medicine Agency says that it's okay to use. So they did start it here again in Sicily. The other ones that are being administered are Moderna and Pfizer. In Italy, I think it's over 7 million people have been vaccinated, and in Sicily about 600,000.
I have an appointment on the
It's
24th
slow.
of April for this AstraZeneca stuff. It's killed 8 people. So I'm going to see. I'm going to keep the appointment. I'm not going to change it.
We'll see.
We'll see. But if I can get one of the other ones, I'd like to get maybe Pfizer, you know, but I'll try. But, you know, right now we're pretty safe.
Anne-Marie, buona serata to two of my favorite peeps,
Hey,
and
there's one of my favorite people in the whole world, Anne-Marie. Here we go. Arba, Medici Sicuria, Sicilian Culture in American, available on Amazon. Mark Hyatt.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, heel. Peter Schipoletti is
Hey.
here. Okay.
Great guy.
We are rocking our vaccinations on base, close to everyone getting done. That is so good.
What do you guys?
The Sigonella military base.
What are you
That's
guys
so good to
jabbing?
hear.
Are you guys jabbing
I
Pfizer
think
there,
they're doing
Anne-Marie?
Pfizer.
Pfizer?
I think they're doing Pfizer.
Maybe I should join just to get a jab and then quit.
Buona
No, I can't do
Domenica from a balmy 47 degrees in Revere, Massachusetts.
Maria.
Maria, it's
I
not
just
that
saw
good.
a girl named Maria.
So you guys, I can't believe it's first day of spring and it's been
Today's the
raining
first day of spring.
crazy.
We've had crummy
Oh
weather.
no, they're doing Moderna. Okay.
Where, you guys are doing Moderna,
Moderna on the base. Okay. It's a two-step process.
Yeah. How long is the wait
Thank you.
between shots?
Okay.
Wait a minute, Amory, how long is the wait between shots? Is it
I
like
think
3
it's
weeks?
I think it's a few days. Alfred.
AstraZeneca is like between 3 and 5 weeks.
I think so.
Can you imagine that?
So if you guys have a question for us, we'd love to answer. But next, I think you wanted to talk about emigration to Brazil. We talked about emigration to Canada last week. So if you missed that, it's on our live chat from last week. But Al, you've been really good about telling us about the emigration from Sicily to all parts of the world.
All right, so I have a question for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Which
28
country,
days, by the way.
which city in the world has the largest population of people of Italian descent?
Ooh, I have.
Which city in the world?
Since
Wait a
we're
minute,
talking
think
about
about it.
Brazil, I would say São Paulo.
São Paulo, Brazil.
I used to live there, remember?
I know. Has the largest population of those. Do you know how many people can claim Italian descent in Brazil? How many do you think? 32 million.
Wow.
According to the Italian government. That's over half or almost half the population of Italy. Okay? And from that 32 million, 4 million can claim direct descendancy from Italian culture.
That's incredible.
They've been there since the 16th century, right after Columbus. Shortly after Columbus came, the Italians came. But unlike having lousy jobs and, on the fields and stuff like that, in Brazil, they're artisans, they're bankers, they're craftsmen. They're like the merchant class, okay? And I was just blown away. This whole immigration thing has actually blown me away. Stop and add it up for what we've talked about. 32 million people there.
Mm-hmm.
We said 1.5 million in Australia.
Yeah.
2 million in Canada, right?
Yeah.
How many is that? That's like 35 million. Now, why are they breaking chops for people of Italian ancestry who want to be Italian citizens. I don't understand this. These are the people that they should not be selling houses to for $1. They should be bringing back these people who have Italian cultural DNA and repopulate Italy. Because Italy, believe me, it's old. Sicily.
What is it? The oldest country? It's the oldest
Good
country in
Lord.
Europe. Italy
I
has
would
the
love
oldest,
to have some
right?
hot. Are you kidding me? Come on, Esther. Let's go and see some hot Brazilian babes do some dancing. No? Okay. But anyways, no, I'm serious. 34 million in Brazil. And that's not counting, because I'm researching it right now, Argentina.
We'll talk about Argentina next.
Uruguay. And other countries in South America.
It's incredible.
My great-grandfather's brother, he actually emigrated to Brazil, and he worked on the railroad, building the railroad, and then as a conductor in the railroads. And he would come back to the States every once in a while. I wasn't born, but my father would tell me the story, and he'd say, Alfred, he was a giant. He was a big guy. And he was a great guy, and he made a lot of money on the trains there, working on the trains. Imagine that. So anyways, Brazil. Have a chance,
next week,
research it.
Yeah.
Okay? Just put in Italian immigration into Brazil, and you'll be all set, okay?
Okay, keep going. All right, let me just do this real quick. Okay, Helen says, politically, is there much talk in Sicily about the South separating from the North? I understand there's a political party in the North that wants to do that. Go, Al.
Zero chance. Hell will freeze over. It'll never happen, period. It's a bunch of baloney, okay? Baloney. Okay, the 1% of the people who want that, or maybe 2% of the people who want that are agitating. That's it. Okay, Italy will never part with Sicily, period. It's too prosperous and the geopolitical import of Sicily, especially the where there is, controlling the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
They'll never give it up. And these people are all fringe, okay? There are, I think, 10 members or 12 members of the parliament that are on these things. Never happen, okay?
And, there's a political movement.
But they have a disproportionate amount of presence on the things like Facebook.
Yeah.
Never happen.
Also, some Americans want that, right?
Americans don't. Most of the Americans
of Sicilian descent.
Most Americans of Sicilian descent, those that have not really studied Italy, okay, studied Sicily, studied the economic impact of Sicily, studied what autonomy means in Sicily, they don't know crap about Sicily, okay? They eat cannolis. And that's what they do.
And that's part of the reason
they eat pizza. They watch the Mafia movies, for heaven's sakes. Those aren't Sicilians. Those are phony baloney Sicilians. They all deserve a throat punch. That's what I think.
This is why one of the reasons that we come to you every week is to educate you a little bit about Sicily.
The people who watch our programming, these are real 100% Sicilians. Every one of them, okay? Yeah. They've taken the time.
They take the time to learn
but most don't. Most don't. They get tattoos on Sicily. They don't know anything basta with this, okay?
Wait a second. Guess what, you guys? It's raining. Stop. All right. My great-grandmother, Francesca Zega, traveled to São Paulo then to New York. I always wondered why she went over first. Wow, she was 16 years old.
Most of them went to São Paulo, made some money, and 50% ended up immigrating back into Italy. All the discorsia, all of them who went to the United States, and most of them who went to South America ended up going back. They end up going back.
Jen says, where didn't you live, Esther? Because I lived in Israel, I lived in Brazil, in the United States. John Brenner, what time? We don't get stuff here in Sicily till the next day on AFN.
What can I say? Wait a minute. What, is she talking about the news?
I think so. But if you guys go to News from Sicily and Italy, you meet in Sicily. I post updates there all the time. I so hate it when people bring up the Mafia as a trophy in America.
It kills me on Facebook with these groups. Okay? Yeah. Soprano groups, Godfather groups. You have guys that have the pictures of their of these so-called stars who have laughed all the way to the bank, okay? Left all the way to the bank, exploiting mafia culture. Do they know anything about Pirandello, or do they know anything about some of the greatest literary figures? Do they know anything? The fact that there were 2 popes that are Sicilian. 2 popes were Sicilian. Do they know about the great architects, engineers?
Archimedes.
Do they know anything at all other than mafia stuff?
And we talked about
because they are ignorant. And tell them I said so. And they can come here and I'll go like this to them. Just joking around.
What is
if you're bigger than me,
with him? Okay.
If you're bigger than me, don't come.
Richard Papella, I refuse to watch movies about the mafia. It makes us all look bad. If you guys if you guys are joining us late, earlier in the broadcast, I talked about the 2 biggest national heroes, Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino.
You know,
they were they were really symbolic and did groundbreaking work against the mafia. By the way, you guys, did you see the video we posted about St. Joseph's Day, which was this week? We had a nice little St. Joseph's Day, right? Did you guys make a St. Joseph's?
Giuseppe.
Did you guys make a St. Joseph Day altar? Leave me a comment. What did you put on it? Okay.
What do we do for St. Joseph's Day? What do we have for dinner that night?
We had... No,
rice.
That was like 2000.
Do we have rice or soup?
We had
beans. We had beans and
rice.
We had beans and rice. That's
right. Okay, so you're on fire today.
Joe Ashley,
my great uncle on my grandfather's side, Miele, had a vineyard in Agrigento.
5 posts from Sicily. 5 posts from Sicily. My research only showed 2, but you could have been right.
5 popes out. Wow. Listen to me. Joe Ascione wants to know if the immigration is going to change anytime soon. Here it is.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If I was a Sicilian kid and I wanted to come here, I would go to Mexico and rush the border. You got a better shot of getting in there illegally than you do if you try to get your green card, because there's a quota. There's only X amount, unless you're highly skilled, okay? Physicist, doctor, something like that. But if you're just like a regular Joe Schmo, salt to the earth type of person, your chances are, same thing with the Irish. They can't get in here either, okay? So what do? What do the Italians do? What do the Irish do? They come on a 30-day tourist visa and they overstay the visa. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. But then ICE picks them up, takes them out of here.
Wait a sec. You got to look at this. Rain, first day of spring. See the black clouds? It is crazy. Julia Russo wants to know, Esther, when you first moved over, how and why did you choose to live where you moved? Are you talking about Sicily or Brazil? Sicily is because of this guy right here.
She couldn't resist me.
I couldn't resist him.
It was the aftershave, that Old Spice.
Oh, that
does it every time.
Sean says, recently at our Little Italy festival, the host brought up the Godfather's wedding song. I wanted to tell him that the song played at the wedding has more history than the Mafia. Good for you. Sean Lewis is another one. He is really good at his Facebook page, and I can't remember if it's Mafamilia. Sean, leave us a comment. He posts great stuff all about Sicily all the time.
Sean, I'm bringing you back a rock. I have one, by the way, just so you know. It's in my go bag. If Esther comes first, she's going to put it in her bag, and then we'll mail it to you, okay?
I wanted to rent. How long could I stay without a visa?
3 months, 90 days. Then you have to go back out of the Schengen zone, out of the EU for 90 days. Then you can come back again.
Oh, okay. Here's the confusion. Are you guys a couple? Yes, we're a couple. We're business partners. We're a couple. What else?
I don't know, Sherry. If you're single and loaded, that could be negotiable. I don't know.
Okay, Thomas, I've been researching my family. I'm trying to establish a connection to Prince Gaetano Cotone from Palermo in the 1500s. He has a statue in Palermo. Fascinating.
Tom, here's what you do, okay? Spend $400 or $500. There are 2 really good genealogists in Palermo, and they'll take your thing and they'll go right back to wherever, as far as they can go with that. If you're related to these guys, these people can establish it.
It's Mia Familia.
Search Sicilian genealogist Palermo, and one else that's been around since 1950. They're very good.
Okay. Mac engineers, guys, what are your favorite primavera foods? Ooh, spring foods, the fruits. Soon the cherries will be coming, the mulberries, the peaches, the plums, all that good stuff. And soon the artichokes will be gone, which you guys know I love.
Well, also the vegetables. I mean, everything.
Sherry says she's single. There you go.
The only thing I don't like about the spring food is that if you keep your fruit too long, you may get fruit flies. Fruit flies are
We had a bout of fruit flies
I hate
in the
fruit
fall.
flies, okay? No matter what you do, those little guys, they just keep on coming. But we figured out how to kill them. You have to put the stuff in the refrigerator.
And plus, they're Sicilian. They're relentless. They're Sicilian fruit flies.
Do not leave fruit on the counter. I used to be one of those guys that used to leave all my tomatoes out. I used to leave my bananas out, my peaches out, so they get nice and soft to eat. That's a big mistake, especially with bananas.
Wait, I get rid of them. Julie says.
So you have to get a bowl, and you have to put in vinegar, and then you have to put in
I put
the detergent from dishwashing detergent. And those, for some reation, they like that.
Apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar. And then what happens is every day when you get up in the morning, there's like 5 of them in there until they go away. It's a pain in the neck, though. That
was a good experiment. I got that one done. Julie says, so yesterday I visited the Italian market to stock up on Italian groceries, made pasta alla norma for dinner last night, and had arancino for breakfast.
Bravo.
Yummy. Taste of Sicily weekend for me.
Where is Julie? Is she here?
No, Julie is...
Julie, where are you?
Julie's in England, I believe, or Canada.
There's this really good market in downtown Catania, and I'm embarrassed to say I've never been there. The name of the place is called Cristaldi's. And I'm sure some of you people have been there. We have to, that's on my list to go, but we have so many good places over here. I don't want to go there, but they have a lot of stuff. They have a lot of American stuff, and they have a lot of Asian stuff that I really want to get. So we have to take a trip down there.
James says the only badge we hold as far as the Mafia is concerned is World War II dirty casinos in New Jersey and Vegas. We actually talked about that in one of our live chats. Peter says, don't refrigerate the tomatoes. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're right. So the question then becomes, Peter, okay, we don't eat like a kilo a day. That's the problem. She has like 1 or 2 a day. So that's like 10 a week.
Listen,
will they last a week, Peter? Will tomato last a week? Yeah, they'll last a week.
They'll last a long time. It failed with the artichoke attempt this week. Speaking of artichoke attempt and recipes, we are going to be having a Sicilian recipe book coming out in the spring, and we're still looking for some people to submit their recipes, and guess what? We do have several artichoke ones, so that's very exciting.
I hope you try to make the one that you open the leaves, and then you stuff it with a mixture of breadcrumbs, garlic pepper, garlic salt, parsley, salt and pepper, and cheese, Parmesan cheese, and you stuff it, and you put it in a pan on top of the stove with about 1 inch of water with a top on it. And then you cook it. And then you get the broth and you go like this. You cook it for about an hour until it gets nice and soft.
Andrew says that would be a great story someday about how you guys met and made out. Okay, listen to me.
Move back. Wait a minute. I didn't move back
here.
I was always here.
Back to Sicily, I think.
No, she didn't make me.
I'm going to leave you guys. Andrew, we did an entire chat about that, about how Alfred and I met, and about Alfred coming in his first time here in Sicily, which was a life changer for you, right? When you landed over here at the airport in Catania, it changed his life. So I'm going to put the post, I'm going to put a post with the link of that episode.
Listen,
there.
She's more of a Sicilian than most Sicilian women I know, frankly, okay? She's been here, it's going on 7 years. I've been here a long time. But I really brought her here to do video work because she's a pro at that stuff on some of my books. Some little vignettes on my books. And she's supposed to be here for 7 weeks. Then she refused to leave. So what are you going to do?
Him,
but
right? I'm
glad that she stayed around because our little business has grown. Do you know that we have over 1 million views on YouTube alone? Okay, we have a big thing to say to you. What we're actually going to do in April, she won't let me tell you. April 2nd is good. When this starts?
What are we doing?
You've heard Mark.
Oh, no.
I can't talk yet about this big thing.
Not yet. Not yet.
Wait a minute. I want to talk to Joey Ascione for 1 second.
Okay, wait a second.
Just one second,
okay,
please.
go.
Okay. Joe, you served in Vietnam, didn't you? Didn't you tell me that? Okay. I'm doing some research on Italians and especially Sicilian men who served in Vietnam, okay? Because I am still sick of what happened to the returning veterans from the Vietnam War, okay? One of our viewers last week sent me a message, or posted, I think, about a priest who they called him the fighting.
Yes. That's right. I can't remember the name.
And they have a boat named after him, a ship named after him. So I'm going to research him. There's another fellow who was in the first cav, I believe, air cav. He used to dress up completely head to toe like Custer. You know what right? And I posted a little story about him last week on my Facebook. But there are so many heroes. And I know you happen to be one of them, Joe. So many heroes who fought in Vietnam that are my age now. I want to thank you. Okay, and we're gonna do something around Memorial Day. No, right before also Memorial Day. I know. Listen, growing up, just tell one quick story. Okay, growing up in Lawrence, Massachusetts, real tough place. Okay, I used to go to this place called Joe Giles's Chicken Barbecue, a barbecue place. Okay. You go out Friday night, you get hammered, you go to Joe Giles, you bought a chicken bob or two, right? Great, right? 64 or 65, his kid, who was a tough kid, right? Enlisted, went to the service, I can't remember which branch, and he was the first Laurentian who was killed in the Vietnam War, right? Blew everybody away, okay? A couple years later, a good friend of mine who was a track runner from Lawrence High School, his name was Greg Kent, probably the best distance runner in the history of Lawrence High School. He enlisted, right? Yeah. A couple of years later, or a year later, whatever, he also gave his life. So my generation is scarred, okay? Is scarred with friends, lifelong friends who lost their life, came back to the States, and were never acknowledged. And I want to acknowledge them. So that's what we're doing.
Alfred.
Thank you. Why not?
Sherry wants to know, what are the chances of Sicily opening up travel from the U.S.? So let me tell you, in case you don't know, we have our Union Sicily Facebook page. We also have our Union Sicily news from Sicily and Italy. And I will tell you right now that on both of those pages, including YouTube, we will go live to make that announcement. What are the chances right now? If the vaccinations keep going this low, I don't think for a while. But I do have to say that some movement in the European Union, there was a proposal to give a so-called green certificate to allow EU members to be able to travel if they show three things. One, either
that's EU members, though, not Americans.
That's what I said. EU members, vaccination, proof of vaccination, a test of negativity, or that you've had COVID and you developed the antibodies. Now, this is a proposal in the European Union having to do with European Union members. And they're already talking about this in some circles, that it would be pretty unfair because right now, you know, the elderly are being vaccinated, and the 50 and under, they're not scheduled yet for.
Listen, Esther.
Wait a sec. Let me finish.
I'm ranting today. I swear to God. I'm ranting today.
I know. Just wait a second.
Go ahead.
For a few months. And let me tell you too, in Palermo, I saw pictures on social media. The lines outside of those vaccine hubs are crazy. There's people making appointments, and then they're not finding it. There's not enough doses. I have to say that while it was good at the beginning, we started the first vaccination was like December 27th or something like that. It's been slow. It's been bad.
Could I talk now?
Yeah.
Thank you. Listen, on the one hand, you've got guys like my brother Tommy, okay, who I love and I respect and I admire. He and his wife, Ellen, they went to Florida, and they literally stayed in their condo down there until they got their shot, okay, in Florida. I can't remember where they lived. Do you remember? West Palm Beach? I don't know, someplace like that. Then you have, in Florida, the imbeciles, okay? The college kids, imbeciles, who, by the way, in my view, the kids in college are imbeciles, all right? They go down and they just take over Fort Lauderdale. They don't wear masks. This is after people have struggled and struggled and struggled to suppress this COVID, okay? These kids think they're indestructible, okay? Just like we did when we were kids. Tell you what, somebody made a mistake because the first people who should have been vaccinated, just in my opinion, are the young kids. If you were 20 to 40, you should have got whacked first, okay? Yes, and then also, then you have 1B would be the elderly in the nursing homes. But to put the young kids at the bottom of the list now, when they're the ones that are going out in the United States of America and also here, where middle-aged people 50 and above are still wearing masks, still going, and being very cautious, it's criminally negligent is what it is. That's just my view.
Okay. Joe said, Al, no, I didn't serve in the military, but we want to thank everyone who did.
I thought you did for some reason.
Mike wants to know if you like the book. This book, you guys, I highly recommend. Sicily 43 by
James Holland's a great author.
Oh my God. So can you see my bookmark? I'm about halfway through. It's a great book and it chronicles some of the things that happened here during 1943.
Why did I think that Joe was in the service?
I'm not sure, honey. Okay, let's go through. I think there's a former pope in Palermo catacombs along with a creepy baby mummy.
She's not a creepy baby mummy, John. She's a little girl that was stuffed by her mother and father.
That's it. Father Capodono from Staten Island. That's it.
What's the name, Richard? What's the name of the boy? Is it called? He had a nickname. Father Capodono, he had a nickname. And there's also the USS Capodono. Am I correct? See if you remember what his nickname is.
Listen, you got to breathe. You got to breathe. Listen, if we missed your chats, we apologize, or I apologize.
Who
if you want to
that?
no, I said if we meet, we have a lot of people on here. Happy Father's Day, Alfred. I love your posts on Facebook celebrating all the mothers and Father's Day. Yeah, so St. Joseph's Day is Father's Day here in Sicily.
I have emotional intelligence. That's why.
Sherry, what would Italian Americans living abroad with Italian citizenship be able to travel to Italy under EU proposal plan?
You can travel now if you want.
With Italians, yes.
You can travel now if you want. If you have Italian citizenship, you can travel here. Just bring your documents. Although, did they stop with the requirement of vaccination
for who
to come in here without quarantine?
No,
without quarantine.
No,
if you come from the States. And
you can't come from the States unless you're an Italian citizen.
She's an Italian citizen.
I believe it's 10 days.
So you have to quarantine here for 10 days. That was the answer.
Oh, Sean Lewis served 4 years in the Army.
18 in the Coast Guard, but I totally respect my Vietnam. I respect anybody in the service.
Bravo. Do you have a video on the Cathedral of Monreale? Yes, we do.
Great place, Chris. You would love that.
Guys,
didn't you go there, Chris?
So you guys, if you don't know, if you're joining us late, we have over 100 videos, not just chats like this. We literally zigzag the island to bring you the stories of the people, the places, the history, the culture, the foods, and so much more. So when you're finished here, go through some of our videos. You may like that. And of course, we did one on Monreale. I think
Grunt Priest. That's right, Richard. They called him the Grunt Priest. Exactly right.
Al, what a brilliant thought. We had been isolating but containing my 18-year-old during COVID has been a challenge. Give them the shot first.
Give them the shot first. I don't understand why. I can understand it. You know why? Because they're politicians. I hate politicians. I believe that all politicians, Esther, should only be able to serve 2 terms.
I think
one in office and then the other one in jail where they belong. That's what I think.
He is on fire. Sending readings from Hadusoboslo. She's Hungarian.
Where's that?
In Hungary.
I'm
hungry.
Say something to her in Hungarian. I love when you speak Hungarian to me.
Jó napot kívánok. Azt várom, mindenki jól van.
What does that mean?
Good day, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well.
I love it when she speaks Hungarian. She swears at me in Hungarian, though.
Was looking to boost the chat. I'm only using my cell phone, but watching show on the big
There
screen.
you go, Fred.
That's great. Yeah, you can only do it on the cell. You can't do it on the small screen. You have to have on your laptop or on your mobile device. But I also put a GoFundMe campaign. We have that going on as well in the chats. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Fred. Drea Russo, that's why I'm planning my trip for, I think 2022, you guys.
I think by Christmas we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
We're going to have a Christmas tour. I'm almost positive we are.
22, I hope. Let's see.
Joya,
Sherry,
I sent your books out too, by the way.
I've had my 2 shots trying for September 2021. My grandfather was from Sicily. Randazzo is his last. And is he from Randazzo? What part is he from, Sherry?
Randazzo is a great town. It has one of the best meat restaurants I've ever been to in my life.
And we did that
Trattoria
gelato.
Don Santo, it's called. What?
And we did that gelato episode as well.
Yeah, he's supposed to have the best gelato in Italy, right, or something like that.
Okay. So what she wrote, Maria, is pussy. Pussy means kiss in Hungarian. Can you imagine what I went through as a child when I didn't speak English? And my parents dropped the thought at school, and we'd be like, pussy, pussy, kiss,
Every
kiss.
time I used to say that, I used to get slapped in the face. But
It means kiss.
It, right?
It means kiss, kiss.
You got it, Maria, though. You're right.
Ciao Enzo is in the house. Okay. I know Alia is a very small town, but we have so many descendants here in Texas and Louisiana. I would love to see a show there and why they migrated. Sean, if you would like to sponsor a video, we do have a series going on right now called Ancestral Home Videos, where we go to places all over the place, all over Sicily, and feature them. And the next one up is actually Bagheria.
Get a few people together.
Yeah.
Let them each throw in a few $100. We can go. You know, it costs us $800 to do just over the road expenses just to get there. Between getting there in a hotel and a guide.
Yeah, that's in the province of
$800
Palermo.
right there. Right?
Anne Marie is. It was pouring here as well. At least it's not pouring ashes, which, by the way, here's the Etna update. She blew another one, 15th since February 16th. So she's still going at it.
That storm is coming here from Anne Marie's. It'll be here. As soon as we're off the air, it'll...
We lucked out, I'm telling you.
For those people that are, can I talk?
Hold on 1 second. Right. Related to the Randazzo. I love that you guys make these connections in the chats. I love that. I love it.
That's great. That's great.
Hey, Joseph Firagati. Hi, how are you guys doing things over there? Joseph sent me a very interesting story about his visit here a few years ago, where he came, I believe he came alone, and he met with family. It was very cool.
Hi, Joseph. Welcome aboard.
Okay, so things are good. Okay, so Sherry says my grandfather Randazzo from, where's that? Sferacavallo. Not sure where that is.
Do Sean. 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Sean, listen, all we want to do is we just want to, just so you know, we don't want to lose money. And we don't want to have to, we've subsidized so many of these over, I hate to say this, like $80,000 worth of over-the-road expenses have come out of my pocket and her pocket the last 6 years. So when we do these little donation things, it pays for gas maybe, or, one night.
Over the road expenses.
One night in a hotel, something like that. So now we says, hey, to hell with this. Now we got a lot of them up there. So now people want them. Get some people together. Call up your brother, your cousin, say, hey, look, everybody throw in a few $100. Al will give us a deal. And we'll go down and we'll shoot an 8-minute video for you.
We'll even talk to some people. If you have family there, we'll go find them and talk to them.
It depends on what you want. It depends on what you want.
Okay. Buongiorno from the Netherlands. I like to hear that.
Netherlands. I lived there. I lived in Oosthuis, outside of Amsterdam. I heard you guys are on fire over there, though, with the COVID, huh? In Amsterdam.
Okay, let me just say hello. Bernie Sapienza. Randazzo is now the epicenter of what are now Sicily's best wines.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
And also, there's Randazzo and also Lingua Glossa, right?
Yeah, the whole area, the whole backside
Bernie,
of Etna.
write down some of your favorite vineyards. I wonder where are some of your favorite vineyards.
Bernie's my idol. I want to go up to be just like Bernie Sapiens.
We have our friends Gambino in Lingua Glossa, which is, I believe, the highest altitude vineyard in Sicily around Etna.
Mike Watt knows all of them too. Him and me and Marie go to practically every one of them.
Okay. Let's see. Joya Russo says, I mentioned 2022 next spring for an appointment. That's right.
An apartment
appointment. I thought she just had an appointment too with the consulate.
Oh.
A great book of Sicilian cooking is Two Kitchens by an English writer, Rachel Rodi, who married a Sicilian and cooks for him in Rome, where they live, and Two Kitchens. That's great. So our cookbook is going to be a compilation of my friends here in Sicily. Lots of my Sicilian friends are contributing. We're also looking for people from all over the world to contribute, but they have to be Sicilian origin, and also some from your mom's cookbook, right?
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, Alcamo. I love Alcamo. Hello, my mother was from Alcamo, Trapani. My father was from Partinico, Palermo, currently in Cape Town. Hey, Fabio. Okay, two things. We did an entire episode on Partinico. So if you go to our Ancestral Home Videos playlist, you'll find that there. And Alcamo is one of our favorite places, right next to Castellamare. We stayed there with our friend Paolo.
Yeah.
Jimmy. Murgo is good.
Wait a minute. Murgo. Okay. To me, it looks like porridge. What does it taste like? What are the? I've never had that. Is that what do you call it? Chickpea flour that they make that with? I don't. That wasn't brought in my house. We had pasta with anchovies.
What are you talking about?
Murgo. I don't know.
No. That's a vineyard. You're talking about maku, which is a traditional thing eaten
is the same thing
during St. Joseph's Day.
Yeah. What's it called?
Maku. It's like a porridge kind of
thing. It looks like a porridge.
But he's talking about the vineyard.
Yeah, pancetta is great. That's right.
And tunta. Okay. Okay.
Anne-Marie and Mike are like experts now on vineyards.
No kidding, right? They're always going around. The other expert is, of course, Bernie. So let me know which one is your favorite. Angela says, Cattolica Eracele, if I'm pronouncing this, in Agrigento is my ancestral town. Half the town moved to Montreal after World War II, including my parents' older sister and brother.
Angela, it's got a very large population of Italian immigrants in Montreal. We know that. I was talking about that last week. Who's that fellow? We have a good friend of ours that has a radio program there in Montreal, Italian program. What's that called?
Luigi. Yeah. Okay. Ciao, you two. Watch you every week. Grew up in North Shore, Massachusetts. Born in Marsala. Now live in New York. Thanks to great tips about retiring in Sicily, looking for property in Trapani.
Jack, did you know that one of the best movies, in my opinion, on Sicilian movies that dubbed, that you could probably find it on Netflix or something like that, it's called Seduced and Abandoned. It's a black and white movie that was made right after the war, and the setting was Shaka. It was actually filmed in Shaka. You can see what Shaka looked like post-World War II. Seduced and Abandoned. If you have a chance, that movie goes right up there next to Cinema Paradiso, which goes right up there, next to Mediterraneo, which goes right up there. Those are my three, as we say in the law, sine qua non of watching good, historical Italian movies that are subtitled. But to listen to them, Johnny Stecchino is hilarious, okay? Roberto Benigno, the comic, he did Johnny Toothpick, called Johnny Stecchino. That's, you pee your pants laughing. It's great. It's another good movie.
Can you repeat the name of the movie?
Yeah.
Alessandro Gennaro just said.
Okay. The first one is called Seduced and Abandoned. That's number one. The second one is called Cinema Paradiso. Okay. The third one is called Mediterraneo. Okay. And then the last one is called Johnny Stecchino, which means toothpick. Johnny Toothpick. Okay. You'll enjoy yourself watching those movies a lot. I promise you that.
Lydia says maku is a fava bean.
Fava
soup.
bean.
Yeah,
Oh, it's fava bean. I have to try
thick
that thing.
soup.
You have to make that for me.
It's very good.
I love fava bean.
There's also, the pasta con sarde was very big. We did the whole thing on St. Joseph's there the other day. Wait a second. Pasta con sarde, not only in the Palermo area, because that's typical there, but they have that all over the island. Of course, Spinci, Zeppoli, what else? Everything delicious during
any
St.
kind of
Joseph's
bread
Day.
that you could possibly think of was made this week in any kind of shape. Okay, anything made with a grain.
And do you guys know the story behind this? During the Middle Ages, there was a drought here, and the people of Sicily prayed to
Saint Joseph.
Saint Giuseppe, Saint Joseph, San Giuseppe, for an intercession. And guess what? Rain came, famine ended, and one of the first crops to grow was the fava beans. So there's a lot of stuff around fava beans during Saint Giuseppe's day, but also all types of grain, right?
You know, Esther, you read the commandments, the 10 commandments, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that one of the commandments says you're not supposed to have any false idols?
Yeah.
Okay. That goes back to the days of Moses when they built that cow that made out of gold. Remember that?
Yeah.
So God got a little bit annoyed about it. He put it in one of his commandments. So then when the Christian cult was born, they outlawed for the first 13 centuries any type of worshiping of idols, which meant that any statue, you could not have statues of people who were martyred. So if you went into a church, there wasn't any statues there except images of God. Okay. Then what happened was, right around the time of Saint Francis of Assisi, he was a very powerful religious cult leader, wired politically. He approached the Pope and said, "Hey, listen, I want permission to put in a nice little stable that I have by my friary. I want to put a thing of infant manger, the manger, okay, with Jesus, Mary, and Joseph and all this other stuff." And that was the first time that the Pope bent the regulations and allowed mangers and idols to be put. Can you imagine that? Saint Francis, but the whole thing was tied together with Joseph. He appeared as some of the first and ancient statuaries, both in Italy and here.
Cinema Paradiso is definitely one of our favorites, and a lot of people are saying the same thing.
It's a great flick. I cry every time I watch it.
That movie, actually, we're going to talk about that in the episode of Bagheria, because there was one scene that was in there. I think it was the one that they went out in the boats and they were watching the movie. And also Cefalù.
Cefalù too?
Cefalù, yeah.
That movie is such a good flick.
Taun is delicious. It's Aragonese dish from Aragona. Is that for St. Joseph's Day? Let me know, Enzo. Okay, so on that note, let's see.
What else do we have here?
Let's see.
Enzo.
Got a lot of people.
Is it delicious? It's Aragonese dish from Aragona. Send us the recipe, Enzo. We'll put it in our cookbook.
Why don't you put it in our cookbook?
Message us the recipe. We'll be happy to put that. That's something different. And also the fava. The maku, I have a recipe for that.
Do? But Lydia, Lydia, why don't you send me? I'm going to send you the form, or I'm going to actually put it in the description note of this show. So once we're done, it'll be right there, and you can click on it. It'll take you to a form that you can fill out with all.
Okay, we're coming up on 50 minutes. How much longer we go? Another 5 minutes? That's it?
2 minutes.
2 more minutes. Okay.
Do you have any?
Oh, wait a minute. I have something to show you. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Mary DiZazzo Trumbull and her husband, David, sent me a T-shirt. Can you see this?
Wait a sec.
Fred Flintstone and Wilma, made by this fellow that
I love that
painted this thing or made this thing. I want to thank Mary DiZazzo.
Is that
Trumbull
you and me? Is that you and me?
This is me.
No, is Fred
allegedly you're Wilma, or else I'm Wilma on my good days and you're Fred on your bad days. But anyways.
No, is this us, Al?
That's our
That's us.
sponsor. Yeah.
That's us.
So I want to thank. She's a doll. Okay, I've known her for I don't know how long. They've were great customers of Yumi and Sicily, and great benefactors, by the way, of the Sicilian corn. Of not the Sicilian corn, the Sicilian project. That was really awesome that
Yeah,
you've
it's a
done
great-
that. Other people have sent me emails offering to send me Old Spice. I think that's great. And yes,
Please don't send
yes,
him
I
Old
will
Spice.
accept
I
them.
have to smell him.
Come
Please
on,
don't
Esther.
send them.
Jeez.
All right.
I
Could
really
you tell us, newbies, about your stories? Joseph, we're getting ready to wrap up. We've got lots of videos from Alfred and Esther on YouTube. 1 second. I will post the one about how Alfred and I met. Also, if you subscribe to our channel, hit the notifications, you'll know when we go live, and also when we upload. Hold it about
Did you learn 3 things today? Is all I want to know.
Enzo, my father's from Aragon, and I have many cousins still in Aragon.
See, look at that. Did you learn 3 things today? My view is I do the show only to see if some of you out there can say, hey, you want to know something? What Alfred said or what Esther said is really interesting. I'm going to go research that.
Yeah, especially.
I like 3 things.
You know, I've really been enjoying bringing important Sicilian people. Last week, I talked about Archimedes. This week, Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino. I've got to think about what I'm going to talk about next week. And you're going to talk about
I'm going to talk about
Argentina, right?
Argentina, yeah.
Emigration to Argentina.
Not a long. I mean, I don't give a big lecture.
Alan,
a couple
Esther,
minutes.
enjoying your tour. Cannot wait to come to Sicily. You need to travel out instead of staying in Agrigento. Respect to all of you.
Come
all
to
right.
Catania. Catania is
say
great.
Hi in Catania. On that note, thank you everyone for watching this live video from Sicily, and we hope to see you online. Keep an eye out for the new episode on Buggeria coming soon, and that's it.
I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for allowing the clouds to go around the house so we can bring this to you. I pray to Him all the time. He's my Savior, by the way, and He's also Esther's Savior.
We literally said prayers to keep the rain
we pray
up,
just for a little while, and then I can pour. I don't care.
I don't care.
Thank you for tuning in today, and tell people about us. I'd appreciate that. Right now we have over 1,500 regular viewers to this video. By the time the middle of the week comes, there'll be over 1,500 viewers. We'd like to get it up to 10,000 viewers. Please, okay?
Helen learned more than 3 things. That's so good to know.
Helen, if you learn 3 things, you know, my father used to say to me, look, when you put your head down, and actually it wasn't my father, I think it was my grandfather. He used to say, look, when you put your head down at night to bed, think of whether you had learned 3 things today.
Yeah.
If you didn't learn 3 things today, you wasted the day. And I never forgot that.
That's a
and
good
before I go to bed at night, even to this day, I have so much data now, I have to put it on hard drives in my brain. I think about the 3 things I learned about during the day. Could be from small or big, whatever. Child, God, family, craft, travel, repeat.
You know what I think about? You know what?
What?
The things that I learned and the things that I will change tomorrow to make myself better.
That's good. You need to be spiritual.
Yeah. All right. On that note.
Okay.
Mwah.
Peace. God love you. Ciao.